After beating Newcastle, United head into this Wolves game in 6th place, and in 2 out of our next 3 games, we played 20th and 19th in the Premier League. We promoted Leeds in between. If ever there was an opportunity, it's this one right here for Ruben Amorim's men. Let's run through the team news, the latest on Mount, Mainoo, and others, plus our prediction for Wolves at Old Trafford. So Wolves at Old Trafford. United should be winning this. No questions asked. We beat them 4-1 a few weeks ago, and they were poop. I'm going to run through the team news, going to run through Ruben Amorim's pre-match press conference, speak about the Newcastle game, the switch in a system, a couple of systems really, in 3 better performances, but finally the result against Newcastle. As always, I'll get my predictions in. Let me know yours in the comments below. Before I do get on with this video, I want to say a big shout out to Botano, who are continuing to support and sponsor United People TV. And I'll tell you what, this one's a cracker. We've done a few of these across the season. We're going to continue doing it. Follow the link in the description. If you lay a quid on the Wolves game for United to win, and United win, well, you get 40-1 on that anyway. But you also get entered into a draw to win 2 hospitality tickets for the City game at Old Trafford in a couple of weeks' time. Terms and conditions apply. Got to be 18 or over and in the UK. The link's in the description. Get involved. A few of you have won this prize already for different games, and now we've got 2 tickets for the City game. Could be you. Get involved. Now, shall we talk about the team news? There isn't really any updates, more positive updates. Mason Mount, question mark for the game. So in my opinion, Mason Mount is out of the game. The way that United have handled injuries this season, always erring on the side of caution. So Mason Mount went off at half-time against Newcastle. See, he wanted to come out for the second half, but United were like, no, staying off. Bruno's not going to be back. Kobe's not going to be back. De Ligt's not going to be back. Maguire's not going to be back. So I'd say that's pretty much the same squad. Now, there's an interesting. Ruben Amorim was, of course, asked about his system ahead of the game. Because against Bournemouth, against Villa, and against Newcastle, you've seen different iterations. And 3 in the middle against Villa, for example, and proper 4 at the back against Newcastle. And then towards the end of the game, we played with a back 5. We're chopping and changing and switching. Ruben has said this multiple times. And it's something that he clearly feels strongly about, because he was very stubborn about his system. And it feels like he wanted to change the system. Well, that's kind of what he's suggesting anyway. He wanted to change the system at a time when others wouldn't be able to say, oh, you're only changing it because we're telling you to. That's kind of what it feels like. But either way, United in his last 3 games have been better. Performance against Bournemouth deserved more than a point. Performance against Villa certainly deserved not to lose that game. And a performance against Newcastle in the first half, second half, I'd actually say it's the worst of the 3 performances, and we won it. It's kind of what happens in football. But United are 6th. Let me just remind you where Wolves are. Like, they are reeking out the Premier League. It's not as if they might get ready. They are stanking down the bottom there. No wins. 39 goals conceded in 18 games with 2 points. Now, they could have got a result away at Arsenal, if not for a late own goal. They weren't completely dominated by Liverpool when they lost 2-1 there. We spanked them when we played them. And we held them at arm's length. And I want us to do the exact same at Old Trafford. Let's run through the teams, right? Will there be any changes? My question here is, why would you? I'm always a big believer, I think Ruben Amorim is too. Oh, that's a lie, actually, because I think sometimes when he makes subs, it kind of feels a little bit needless. But in terms of the starting 11s, don't just make change for the sake of it. Now, in terms of change that we need to do, Mason Mount's not going to start this game. So what happens? I'll be honest, I don't really bloody know. Because, yeah, I mean, you could do that. Xerxes was so bad against Newcastle, man. It's like he'd already checked out from playing for United anymore. I mean, you could see Jack Fletcher come in. That's a possibility. I'm trying to think what else you can do. I don't think Lacey starts. Fletcher, either of them, Yoro, Malacia, Xerxes, Mantato. We really are at bare bones. If I'm being completely honest. Would I predict? I might predict that. I mean, Fletcher played 45 minutes against Newcastle. It just depends whether or not Ruben Amorim thinks that Xerxes is completely checked out. I don't know what I'm predicting there. I think I'm going to go for Fletcher. That's really hard. I think Dorgu stays it. And my point here about the system, like the 4-2-3-1 on paper, right? That's kind of what it was against Newcastle when it worked. Dorgu had, in fact, I probably would say, like easily his best game in a United shirt. He played there for Lecce before. Without the responsibilities, defensive responsibilities, actually more than just that. It was kind of just like the angles. It seems like he's a little bit more comfortable out on that right-hand side. Cunha, I think as the game goes on, right, I think what you could see is this sub. Don't know whether I'm going to be right or wrong on this one. But Sesko going off, Cunha coming central, and actually Lacey coming on. Probably switching with Dorgu. I think there's a chance that you see that. That Lacey comes on in this game. Again, I'm looking at the bench, right? We go down there and have a look. Sesko, Yoro. Well, Sesko's obviously been taken off now. Mount's injured. Xerxes. I'd much rather see Mantato or Lacey or one of the younger players given an opportunity rather than a repeat of the performance I saw from Xerxes against Newcastle. Like the drop-off between Sesko and Xerxes was significant. So I would rather see Cunha go central and come on play the central role instead of Sesko if he comes off, and then for Lacey to go out and play wide. That would be my alternative. But for the rest of the team, I'm not changing anything. Martinez in heaven. I suppose it's a fitness-related thing. Can Martinez play 87 minutes against Newcastle and then play a few days later against Wolves? Maybe, maybe not. And if he doesn't, could Lenny Yoro go in there? Absolutely. So I don't think that's too much of an issue. Well, Martinez was class, to be fair. It'll be a little bit of a drop-off. But that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go actually Darren Fletcher. Jack Fletcher to start this game. I mean, I'm probably going to be spectacularly wrong on that one, and it will just be Cunha playing there. Let's be honest. It'll probably just be that. Oh, no, I've changed the whole thing now. What do I think the starting 11 will be? I was making subs. Right. Let's get us back to what it was. Dorgu over there. Cunha over there. Sesko up front. It could be that. It may well just be that. It might just be Xerxes instead of Fletcher. One of the two. But in terms of predictions, I'm going to go slap bang for that exact same result. 4-1. I don't know whether it will happen or not. And I'll be honest. No, do you know, who am I... No, sod that, man. Performances are important. That first half against Newcastle was class. The second half was a nerve jangler. Well, we got the clean sheet and it worked. But I wouldn't want to see that against Wolves. This team is awful. We dispatched them away from home. I think we should do the same thing here at Old Trafford. I'm going for a 4-1, going for a repeat. And I think I'll change my mind. I think Xerxes probably will start. But I think I'd rather it be Jack Fletcher, if I'm honest. You can let me know your prediction in the comments. And as I said earlier, get involved in that giveaway. You might win yourself 2 hospitality tickets to go and see City.